Right, hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream. Today's live stream we will be talking about the Luton versus Tottenham game and talk about all the talking points from that match. And then we'll also talk about Alfie Doughty, as that's kind of been the biggest conversation since the game has finished, especially with the quotes out. Oh yeah, Sam, you are correct. You've completely thrown me off during my intro for the right reasons. Let me get that sorted. I always make a mistake with these numbers. Right. I am no longer on 4,000. We are on 5,000. Let me get that sorted. Right, that is all good. Back to the intro. Yes, we're going to be talking about Alfie Doughty. Why? Because since the Tottenham game finished, there's been lots of quotes about him. He's meant to be injured with a calf injury. I now don't believe this is true. When I recorded my video, I watched the Matt Bloomfield interview and his body language didn't look great when answering the question, but because he referred to Alfie's injury as a calf injury, I was told before the interview by someone else, completely someone different, that Alfie was pointing to his calf and saying he had an issue with it. So I kind of just took what Matt Bloomfield said as, okay, this is what they believe, or this is what they think has happened. But then Matt Bloomfield also did an interview with BBC Three Counties, and he gave a more advanced answer in saying that actually, if the club, we've got to do what's best for the club. And you don't say those sorts of things if something hasn't happened behind the scenes. So I think what's happened is a bid has come in, which meant if he played and got injured, that bid would then basically go. I think the bid we've received has, met our valuation for him. I don't know which club it is. There's obviously a lot of rumours about it being Middlesbrough. There's a lot of rumours about it being Charlton. It could be Middlesbrough. From what I know about Alfie, the reason why when he was playing for Stoke, the reason why that move didn't actually work out for him was because he wasn't close to his family. Location-wise, it wasn't great for him. He was homesick. Middlesbrough's further north than Stoke, so I don't know how well he would deal with the location. But he'd be under manager Rob Edwards. I personally don't see Rob Edwards actually lasting long as the Borough manager because of what I've seen so far in their pre-season. It's very similar to what's happened with our pre-season from last year. So I don't think Rob Edwards is going to have the best of times at Borough. I think the fans will be less patient than what Luton fans were, and there's more Borough fans than us. So they will be even more vocal with how they're feeling and what they're seeing on a week-by-week basis. So yeah, I don't know if that move is going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, I think we're going to find out something in the next couple of days. Would I be gutted if Alfie goes? I think, yeah, look, on his day, he's a fantastic player. He's definitely the best left back in the league. I think there's no doubt about that. Best left wing back, of course. But performances weren't great last year. And if we can, for me, how I'm looking at this is we're basically looking at getting rid of someone who was part of back-to-back relegations and then introducing someone brand new who will bring a different energy about them, a different character. Might be able to give you roughly the same thing as Alfie. He might not give you the everything which Alfie brings, but he will give you something. And maybe a change is needed. I think this season it's very important we get the dressing room energy, character right throughout the whole of the 12 months. There's going to be some good times, there's going to be some bad times. Not every season is you win every game and have a laugh, unless we go invincible, which I would absolutely love. That would be absolutely brilliant. But I just don't know if that's ever going to happen. So you're going to get good times, you're going to get bad times. You need the right people around you in the dressing room to help you get through it. And not what happened last year, which was if we did lose, or when we conceded first, we would always lose the game. That's how it felt all the time. And we never had anything about us to go back in to the game and win it. So yeah, I'm sure I'll talk about Alfie even more throughout the next hour. Let me know if you went to the Tottenham game in the live chat. Let's actually have a look at the live chat to see what some of you have already said. So Mick has put, good morning everyone. Morning Mick, how you doing? Morning Mark. You thought we kept the Spurs fans quiet, was impressed with Keely's distribution. Yeah, I think pre-season friendly, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't expect Tottenham to be singing and raving in the away end of Luton. But yeah, I completely understand what you meant. They were quiet. Keely's passing range is just absolutely brilliant. It is so good. It is so refreshing to have a modern day goalkeeper that is so comfortable in playing out from the back. You can clearly understand why Pep Guardiola has actually spoken about Keely in the past because of this passing ability. He would absolutely love this. And we're in a very good position where if we do win instant promotion straight to the Championship, his value will go higher. And I've got a feeling clubs are going to be interested in him. He's so good. I think it doesn't matter what happens. I think he will have a solid season regardless. And I think he'll get interest. So young as well. And we haven't even seen his shot-stopping ability yet. You know, he didn't really have too much to do against Tottenham. I think he made one good save against Southend in the second half, if I remember correctly. I think he made also one save against Tottenham in the second half as well. But he didn't really have much to do. But he's passing. Oh my God, there was a couple of times, especially in the first half, where I think Tottenham were expecting a ball on the right-hand side. And then he just does like a diagonal switch to the left to Nigel Longvike. And he was in so much space and he was able to bring the ball down and then, yeah, just get us attacking. Really good passing range. Sometimes can be a bit too confident, as we learnt in the second half, where he did chest the ball down and then he lost it. That could have easily been a goal. But he's confident, you know, and if he's going to make mistakes, I'd rather you do it in pre-season rather than during a game. But yeah, I thought solid so far. He's played 2 games and he's kept 2 clean sheets. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what he does throughout the league season. Emma, you have commented in the live chat. Let's hope that Alfie doesn't leave before the transfer window closes. You know, if he's actually is injured, then happy days, because I don't see many clubs actually going in for him if he's injured. Mick, you've put, what's with the crowns? I think this is a new YouTube update where the more people comment, they get ranked. So I think it's like a competition amongst the live stream chat, I think. I'm a bit unsure. So basically what I can do is I can go on, I have like this option when it says top fans, and I click the button, and at the moment it's saying that Mark, you're winning, number 1, Sam, you're second at the moment, and Mick, you are third. And then it basically gives me a list, and you get points the more you chat in the live chat. So yeah, I think it's just like a little fun thing YouTube have decided to do. Yeah. That's all I can think of, but it is like a new update. I don't think I can turn it off. So enjoy it. Try and be the top fan in today's live chat. George, you have put, morning Lewis, hope you are well. Thought our defence yesterday was solid and Mans Anderson was good. I think we just need a striker because Nordash yesterday wasn't great when he came on. Let's dissect this comment. So, Mans Anderson, was he good yesterday? Yes, a lot more better. Nice to get some minutes out of him. He had limited minutes against Southend due to being poked in the eye. Yeah, I thought he was really comfortable in playing out from the back, which helps. If Matt Bloomfield wants to play out from the back this season, we need defenders who are comfortable in doing it. And I thought throughout the whole game against Tottenham, against a very, very good Tottenham attack, we were so comfortable in playing out from the back. It made it really easy for us from defence to attack. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing right now. There's a clear structure in the way we're trying to play our football. And it helps when the defenders are comfortable at passing from the back. So, yeah, really good performance from Anderson. I thought his recoveries were good as well. He looks a lot fitter compared to last year. I think having a full pre-season, not being injured, has helped him. And hopefully we can keep him fit. Do I think he's going to be the starting centre-back for Wimbledon? I'm unsure at this moment in time because I think it will be, well, depending on if Alfie's here or not, will determine whether or not I think Mans Anderson will start. I've got a feeling right now, the back five for the opening game of AFC Wimbledon will be Ali playing as a left wing back because of this Alfie situation. Left sided centre half, I think it's going to be Nigel Longvike. And then the middle centre back, I think it's going to be Cal Naismith. Right sided centre back is going to be Chris Makosso, not Christ Makosso, despite it being worded as Christ. And then right wing back, it will be Walters. And then in goal, Keeley. That's what I think the back five, excuse me, and the goalkeeper will be. And then the second part of your message was about Nordas. So you said he wasn't great. Yeah, I don't think he didn't have the best of games when he came on. There was this one point where he was tackling his own player in Kadoa. Kadoa was driving into the box. They obviously didn't communicate with each other, which is really annoying. It really does frustrate me when professional footballers don't communicate. It's the basics of football. I don't like it when footballers can't do the basics right. So communicating, for me, you've got to get that right. And yeah, he looked like he tried to tackle Kadoa. It looked stupid at the time. But I don't know if that's a communication barrier because Nordas is from Norway and Kadoa just recently signed. I don't know if that what it was. But yeah, I think this year, I'm going to judge Nordas now from this moment. He had a good pre-season in the goals he scored, but I'm judging him now on league performances. What is he like? I think he can score 10 goals at this level. I have a feeling he can. Of course, we need to wait and see if he can do it, but I think he needs to step up this year. He needs to prove why we signed him. So I look forward to seeing what he can do this season. But yeah, he didn't have the best of performance when he came on against Spurs. Hatters Dave, I thought we looked solid yesterday. Feels like even without Alfie, we have strength and depth that we haven't had for a while. Need another striker though. So yeah, so the first part of your message, 100%, I think we do have, quality and strength and depth. I think, and this is when a lot of people might disagree with me, but when I've been speaking to other people outside of Luton, so not Luton fans, so people who follow other clubs and have a much better understanding about League One football, like EFL experts, EFL pundits, when you speak to these people, they're saying like, Lewis, your Luton squad players can start in any of the other teams in League One. That's how strong this Luton team is. That's why they understand why Luton haven't done even more transfers, because the players which we've got at the club are more than capable at competing. So lots of people are actually really excited to see what Luton can do this year because of how strong we actually are. Just think about it. If Mans Anderson can't get into the starting 11 in League One, he will get into starting 11s for other League One teams because he was fantastic last time he was playing at this level for Barnsley. Barnsley fans absolutely rate him. So that's just one example there. Kadoa, he was brilliant he had a good loan spell with Wickham. Although he didn't start much, he had interest from other League One clubs. I'm sure he could start for other League One clubs. Not maybe top half, but at least mid-table. You've got Woodrow, I think, could start at League One level for other League One clubs. Walsh, Baptiste, if they don't start. Clark, I think Nelson could. So, yeah, you've got a lot of, squad depth everywhere around the pitch. James Shea, even James Shea could be a solid keeper for any League One side. Jelly Belly 27 has put, good morning, fellow Hatters. A lot to debate about today. I'm sure we will be debating quite a bit throughout this live stream. So I was encouraged by yesterday's game. I thought there was still a little light up front, but the backline looked very good and Anderson looked useful. Yeah, regards to the up top bit, I thought Naki Wells did alright. I thought he done well. You've got to think he is up against a Premier League defence, so he isn't going to stand out too much. Against a League One defence, I think you see a much better performance, of course. I think, actually, if he performed like he did against Tottenham, against a League One side, you'll notice it quite a bit. I love the fact that he was trying to run in behind. For a 35-year-old, he's still, he's not exactly slow. He's still a bit nippy at times, but of course, defenders can catch up with him a lot more easier now compared to like 10 years ago. I thought his link-up play was quite good. He helped out defensively, and I thought out of possession, he worked really hard. Now, I know people want another striker. I do think we are trying to bring a striker to the football club. Whether or not they're going to be this 20 goal scorer, I'm not too sure. I said in my video yesterday, right at the end of the match reaction, and shout out to anyone who managed to get to the very end, because I do talk for ages. I said right at the end of the match reaction that only 2 players in the entire Football League scored over 20 goals. So you think there are 72 clubs in the EFL? If every EFL club has 2 strikers, that is 144 strikers. 2 out of 144 strikers scored over 20 goals. Only 2 of them. One was Charlie Kelman, who today has signed for Charlton, and the other was Michael Cheek, who is 33 years old, plays in League 2 for Bromley. Those are the only 2 players. Everyone else was below 20. So I think regardless if we bring a striker in or not, we need goals from everyone. So I'm talking Ali, I'm talking Naki Wells, Nordash, Clark. We need Zach Nelson to pop up with a few. We need some of our defenders to pop up and score a few goals. Kadoa coming off the bench, for example. Richard coming off the bench. We need goals everywhere in the team. It can't just be one person. Otherwise, we're going to limit ourselves. So we need to have goals all over. Sam, you have put that Nigel Longvite was brilliant yesterday, so not going to be too fast if Alfie goes. Yeah, Nigel is both-footed, which helps massively. I thought his first touch was a bit poor at times. There was a couple of times when he was bringing the ball down. That first touch was a bit poor. He needs to be a bit sharper there. I'm going to put that down to still getting used to it. Maybe a couple of games' time, that first touch would be a lot better. But yeah, I thought his performance overall was quite good down on that left hand side. Him and Ali combines quite well with each other, and also Cal Naismith as well, as being the left-sided centre-half. LTFC George has put, morning Lewis, morning George, hope you're doing well. Northside has commented saying Fort Walters played really well yesterday. Also Kadoa excites me, very eager to attack but also track back. Yeah, I think Kadoa is going to be one of these players that will just run at players and just try and just cause havoc basically. Mark, you've put, I didn't mean their fans, I meant the team. Oh, sorry Mark. Apologies about that. I misinterpreted what you meant. Yeah, their players, yeah, they weren't at their greatest, were they? Really weren't as good as I thought they could be. But then apparently, when they played against Wickham as well, the starting 11 that played against Wickham weren't also that very good. Well, they weren't good at all. So both games, they weren't great. And the Tottenham fans are starting to get a bit worried and saying that the quality just isn't there compared to the other top 6 teams in the Premier League. Jelly Belly, you've put the Clark back pass from Keeley was a moment of class. He looked great and will also be very important for us this season. Yeah, an absolute Clark. It was absolutely filthy, filthy bit of skill. Clark, we know, has that in his locker. It's mental. When you watch Clark play, you don't think he's, towards, in his early 30s. You actually think, wow, he must be, this younger player. But he's so clever in the way. And what Clark is starting to do, he's starting to remind me of Luke Guttridge. If anyone's been watching Luton since non-league, you know exactly about Luke Guttridge and what he's all about. And that's what Clark is starting to remind me of. Just how good Luke Guttridge was. Got a comment here saying, couldn't go yesterday, but my question is, do you reckon Woodrow is the answer? I don't think he is the answer, but I do think he's going to have an impact. I think Matt Bloomfield wants to use him this year. From what I've seen, Matt Bloomfield playing him in pre-season, I think Woodrow will play as the 10 role. We saw it against Tottenham. He was actually making some clever runs. Woodrow, for me, can be a clever footballer, but I think the fan base has very much had enough with him. And I think it's harsh at times because I don't think he's had a proper run in the team. But right now, I think he really needs to show what he's capable of doing. If you can't do it now, then I don't think you're ever going to do it. So he's got 1 year left on his contract. Can he go out with a bang? That's what I would say. Can Woodrow go out with a bang and just try and have a good season? This is his 4th season at the football club. No, yeah, this is his fourth season at the football club. Can he get double figures this year? Can that be an aim for him? Is that a fair target? I don't see him leaving. I think he's going to stay, if I'm being honest with you. MOU have commented saying, let's hope we start with a win next Friday against AFC Wimbledon. Fingers crossed we do. LTFC George, you've commented saying, do you think yesterday's lineup is the lineup Matt would want to start against Wimbledon? Are there any changes you would make? I think, personally, he's going to play Ali left wing back. I think Naismith will play as the central defender. Nigel Longvite would be the left-sided centre-half. I don't think Anderson will start against Wimbledon. So we need someone else to be in the attack. So I think it's going to be Zach Nelson, playing alongside Clark. So I think the starting 11 will be Keeley in goal, right wing back Walters, the three centre-backs in Makosso, Naismith, Nigel Longvike. Left wing-back, it would be Ali. In the midfield, it would be Saville alongside a Baptiste or a Walsh. And then in the 2 10s, it would be a Zach Nelson and a Clark. And then up top, I think it would be Naki Wells. That is what I think the starting 11 will be. I don't think McGuinness is ready to feature. So, yeah, that's what I think it will be for the first game of the season. The thing is with Wimbledon, we need to be a bit more attacking because defensively, last year in League Two, they were very good as a unit. They defended as a team. They didn't concede many goals. They loved to defend, kept a lot of clean sheets. So I've got a feeling they're going to be quite hard to break down. So we kind of need to take that a little bit more risk. And I think we can take that risk because one-on-one defending, I think we have that in our locker. So if we do get exposed because we're pushing our wing backs a lot further forward up the pitch, like your Walters, like your Allies, for example, who I think will play wing back, then you've got Makosso and Longvike who can cover, if need be, behind the wing backs if teams try and break us, down the wide areas. So yeah, I think that's how I think the game's going to go. Luton very much need to be on the front foot. I think an early goal would be absolutely key in the game against Wimbledon. I think the longer the game goes, I think the tougher it will get for us. Hattersman has commented saying, Nordas can't use the no pre-season as an excuse anymore. I do agree with that. He now needs to step up and show us what he can do. George, you have put all again was amazing. All again. Ali again was amazing, causing Spence problems all game, and Saville was becoming my favourite new player. Saville, for me, is exactly what we needed. He, for me, at the moment, is the best signing we've made. So good. Mark, you've commented, what's with Baptiste? He didn't go off injured. I know, we're actually looking after him, Mark. I know. He's not falling to pieces. He's not made of glass anymore, by the looks of things. I think we've just got to manage his minutes, Baptiste. I think we've just got to look after him. Maybe we have to take him off the pitch a lot sooner. Maybe he can only play an hour at times. If we can get more out of him, then great. But I think Matt Bloomfield knows that we're going to have to manage his workload. We can't give him too much because he'll just break down. With his injury record, he would just break down. So, it is mental to see him actually not getting injured and he's actually being fit and ready and being able to play. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Mick, you've commented saying hopefully Nordas will get more confident if he starts to fly in the back of the net. I think so as well. I think once he gets that goal, his first Luton goal in a competitive game, we'll soon see it. Northside, you've put, now that we can't get Kelman, what alternatives do you think we should go after? I still think Nathan Lowe from Stoke. He's there. He's available. Youngster. He fits everything which we need. I don't understand why we haven't gone in for him. There was interest, apparently. There was reported interest. Al Hamadi, I would go in for, if that's a possibility. Dale Taylor, who currently plays for Nottingham Forest, I would go for as well. Done very well at League One level last year, I mean. So those are three really good strikers there. So I would go for those three, personally. Whether or not we do, going to be a different story. But we'll soon find out in the next couple of days. Danny, you've commented saying, finally home and happy I was able to see the stream. Nice to see you tune in, Danny. You've also commented saying, all we're missing now is a striker. Yes, I do think we need to get a striker in that can do a bit of everything, you know. I think we need a striker that is like Naki Welsh, but 10 years younger. That's basically what we need. But unfortunately, Naki Welsh is 35, so we need a striker that can do a bit of everything. I don't want a target man because we've got that at the club. We need someone who can do a bit of everything. That's comfortable in receiving the ball in the half turn, that can dribble at defenders, that can run in behind, that is strong, that can actually hold the play up. But those types of strikers, they're not cheap. You know, they really are not cheap. So we're going to have to spend money to bring someone like that to the football club. Mark, you've put exactly what I've been saying. Spread the goals around the team, not just have a repeat situation where we just rely on one or two players to get the goals. 100% agree with that. Mark Williams, you've put morning Lewis, morning Mark, hope you're doing well. Martin, you've commented saying hoping we can go in for Nathan Lowe now. See, I'm not the only one who thinks we should go for Nathan Lowe. Danny, you've commented saying Clark has been with us for such a long while now. He has indeed. Was surprised to see Holmes get on. Fully forgot about him. Talking about Tom Holmes, he looks like he's lost some weight. I don't know if my eyes have got worse, but he looks like he's lost weight compared to last season. Like last year, he looked more stockier, whereas this time round, he looks more slim build. You know, he's still got that muscle. He's still an old-fashioned centre-half. He's definitely a League One defender in his physical, you know, presence on the pitch. But he definitely looks like he's lost a bit of weight. Hattersman has put Spurs will be relegated this season. I think they'll be alright under Thomas Frank, honestly. I like Thomas Frank as a manager. Ali at wing-back is a waste. He needs to be up front. I agree with you. I do think he is a waste at playing as a left wing-back. But until we sort this left wing-back situation out, I think Ali can cover there. But the thing is, Ali can just push forward. We can give Ali the licence to go forward because Saville and whoever the left centre-half is, which most likely will be like Nigel Longvike, they can just cover that space if, you know, Ali goes forward and takes a bit of risk. So Ali will always get on the ball and dribble at defenders. We're going to rely on him so much. But I do agree. I think Ali needs to be a lot further forward. Can Baptiste and Welsh play together? Personally, I don't think so. I think Saville is always going to start. I think we need that defensive-minded one in the midfield alongside a more creative midfielder next to Saville. So I think, personally, it's always going to be Baptiste or Welsh who will play alongside Saville. That's how I see it. The Great Games commented in the chat. Really surprised we got a draw from the Spurs game. You know, I said before the game, if we could get something from it, then fantastic. And we did perform, and we could have nicked it as well. We could have easily scored a goal. We did trouble Spurs quite a bit in the second half. Naki Wells had a really good chance. It was a fantastic ball into the box. I think it was Ali when he kind of like crossed it to the roughly to the edge of the box. And on the volley, Naki Wells forced a really good save out of the Tottenham goalkeeper. Craig, you put, do you reckon Luton will ever change to a back four with wingers and one striker? We see the likes of Pep and Arteta use it and dismantle teams. I think eventually we will. I think the problem is we've got so many centre-halves, so we kind of going to have to continue playing this three at the back system. If we allow loads of centre-backs to leave, then I can see us switching to a back four. I think we'll get a better understanding after this season because I think a lot of players are out of contract at the end of this particular year. So I think we'll get a few answers during the preparation of next summer. So we'll soon find out. But I do think Bloomfield will eventually transition to a four at the back. I think as well, the current players which were brought into the starting 11, brought to the squad in this recruitment summer window, they can be adaptable, they can switch, they can change. So I think mid-game, Bloomfield can change the system if he really wants to. We've got wide attacking players. That's why the likes of Kadoa have been signed. So I think we can change. We're not just one team that can just play one way and one way only. We can be a bit more adaptable throughout this season. Hattersman Youth put, I suspect Bloomfield gave Woodrow a chance to get a place in the team, get a starting position. Don't think he has claimed a place in the starting 11, so I suspect he'd be loaned or sold. I don't think so. I really think Woodrow's going to stay. I think it really does depend who we bring in before the end of the window. I've just got a feeling Woodrow's going to get used this year. Mark, you've commented saying defence strategy fails after the first goal to go in. Yes, it does. That's why you need to have some good belief that you can get back into the game. Stephen, you've put, big up Lewis, we need a striker. I still don't think Woodrow is good enough. Nordas might be more impact. Wells won't be able to do 90 minutes every game. Yeah, I also agree we need a striker. Fingers crossed we can be able to do that. Martin, you've commented saying Jackson, the AOC Wimbledon manager, basically came out and said they were very poor yesterday and they need to turn it around next week in training before Luton. Interesting that the AOC Wimbledon manager's not quite happy going into the season, whereas we're a lot more happier. We're unbeaten in our pre-season campaign. That positive energy, we can take it into the new year. If you didn't know, the actual players, the staff at Luton, there's like a family barbecue with all the players and the management staff. And that's like a team bonding exercise, I guess, which Matt Bloomfield has put on, which will be a really good, a good team bonding exercise just to lift the spirits, to continue doing what, Matt Bloomfield's trying to do, which is install a really good dressing room, culture. Because when you've got a really good culture, you can win games of football with that. So Matt Bloomfield's doing everything right, which is really good to see. I know some people might look at it and go, oh, what's this nonsense? Family barbecue, they need to be training. But I think Matt Bloomfield, he's got a really good mix of knowing when to be strict and knowing when he needs to be a manager. And, knowing when, actually, I need to be someone the players can come to and help them out. So I think we're starting to really see someone who is becoming a better manager, and hopefully we'll see it a lot more in this upcoming year with the correct tactical decisions being made, the correct starting 11s and so on, and winning games of football. The Great Games have commented saying, has there been any more transfer rumours? Not at this moment of time. Mick, you've put, let's hope we really have a good season. Terry, you've commented saying, Walters did well against Johnson, as did Ali against Spence. I thought Spence was so poor yesterday. Danny, you've commented saying, would you have Ali as a winger or a striker? Both. I let him just adapt between the two positions, if I'm being honest with you. There'll be times where he needs to be more on the left, but then there'll be times where actually we need him running at defenders in the middle. Terry, you've commented in the chat saying, Anderson is a very good Division 1 player, was very good for Barnsley and looks fit. Yes, spot on with that comment, Terry. Emma, you've commented saying we will not miss Morris. I don't think we will, if I'm being honest with you. Jelly Belly 27, you've commented saying I actually believe we can still score a lot of goals without the new striker, but not saying we should not get one. We have the quality all over. A lot of players will need to step up. And you're spot on. I also agree with you. I'm not saying we don't need a new striker in. I do think we need a striker, but I still think without a striker, we still have goals in the team. There's still 4 players, in my opinion, that can score double figures. That's 40 goals from 4 players. And then you need more players to step up and score more goals. So we need, as a combination, as a team, all score goals. Pete, you've commented saying, please can we just get going? Not used to all this the positiveness about the team. My nerves cannot take much more. Roll on the 1st of August. I'm looking forward to the season. And talking about the lead up to the season, there is plenty of content coming on my channel. Let me just talk you through the content that's coming. Today, Sunday, in the afternoon, most likely evening, I will be giving you my reaction to pre-season. What do I think are the strengths? What do I think are the weaknesses? And so on. Giving you my thoughts on it. That's Sunday. That's today's video. Monday, so tomorrow, I will be giving you my League One table predictions. That's going to be a fun video where I will upset a lot of opposition fans. Looking forward to it. That is Monday's video. Tuesday, I do a video interview style video where I interview a EFL expert and we talk about Luton. Where does he think Luton are going to finish in this upcoming season in League One? That video is an hour long, and if you are a member on my channel, you've got early access to that video. That video is already out to you guys. I did the interview this week. So yeah, that video will be Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I will be giving you my game week score predictions for League One. Game week 1 of the opening week of the season. I will be giving you my score predictions. Then on Thursday, you're going to get a match reaction. No, you're going to get a match preview, You're going to get a match preview of the AFC Wimbledon game. Hopefully, I will have an AFC Wimbledon fan on. I'm trying my best to get one on. I have contacted someone, so fingers crossed they will take part in the video. So that's Thursday. Friday, you'll get the match reaction. That video will come out very late in the evening. It will come out when I get back from the game, of course. Saturday, you're going to get a live watch-along of the Cardiff versus Peterborough game. I will be live streaming next Saturday and also next Sunday. I'm doing 2 live streams next week. The Saturday is the watch-along with Cardiff and Peterborough. Why am I watching that game? Well, if you didn't know, Luton's first away game after AFC Wimbledon is against Peterborough. So it's perfect. And also, who do we play in August? We play Cardiff. So I'm watching 2 teams that Luton are going to play against very, very soon. So it's the perfect watch-along to pick as the first watch-along of the new season. So that's happening on Saturday. Also, I'm uploading 5 things which we learned from the game against AFC Wimbledon on the Saturday as well. Sunday, I'm giving you a live stream of, where we will talk about the AFC Wimbledon game even more, and we'll talk about the results from the League One games that happen on Saturday afternoon. So that would be a really good roundup video to end the week. And then at that point, that's what I'm gonna let you know. And then I'll make even more content the following week. So much content's coming your way. I'm trying super hard to promote this channel as much as possible, doing more League One content because that's what's going to help push the channel. But yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. Lots of content. So yeah, thought I'd let you know now. Stay tuned. Every day I'm producing something next week, sometimes 2. And by the way, if Luton also sign a player, I will then make another video about that player. So sometimes you might even get 2 videos in one day. So I'm working so hard here to push this, and hopefully, yeah, it's going to be fun. This year is going to be good. I'm being positive. Some people want to be negative. I'm going to be positive. Pete, you've put... no, I've already read your comment out. Stephen, you've put, do you see Fanny getting some game time now the transfer speculation has settled on him? Yes, he's just recovered back from his concussion, which Matt Bloomfield has said. Apparently, he's back on Monday. So I guess it's going to see how fit he can get. Terry, you've put, yeah, basically what I've just said. Fanny back in training on Monday, out with concussion. Danny, you've put, finally 100 viewers. Yes, we did hit 100 viewers at one point in the live stream, which is absolutely fantastic. Hatters Dave, you've put, I've taken a good 18 months of fans of other clubs laughing at our defeats, basically. I've boldly said to them all, we are going to walk the league this year, setting myself up for a lot of abuse if I'm wrong. Definitely are, 100%. Mick, you've put, yeah, I'm really like Matt Bloomfield. I really hope it goes well for him. T-Boy, Tyler, T-Boy TV has put good result against European Championship. Good result against European champions with top Premier League players out on the pitch. Plenty of positives. Unbeaten in pre-season. Just need a new striker who can bag and help other players. Spot on with that comment. Where do you think we will actually see all 3 kits in the shop? God, that answer to that question could be a while. I've been told apparently Luton signed off the sponsorship deals quite late, and that's why the kits are late. Nothing to do with a supply kit issue. It's to do with Luton being late with signing deals off. So I think we've got a face to blame there, so I don't think we'll see it before the season starts. Martin, you've put Luton going in for Kelman means we will go all out for an alternative before the season starts. I can see us going for another striker. The Great Games has commented saying you should get Gary Sweet on and give him some signing recommendations. Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Who are the other possible striker options, anyone? I've given a few. I reckon, Nathan Lowe, Al Hamidi, who else? Dale Taylor, I think that's another striker we can get. So that's 3 strikers there who I think could do a solid job for us. Mick, you've commented saying, had enough of negativity last season to last a lifetime. Let's all be positive, 100%. And then Jelly Belly 27, you've commented saying, fans will need to play their part, the Kenny included, and make a lot of noise. 100% agree with that. And Danny, you've commented saying, looking forward to seeing your upcoming content. Right, I need a drink up before I can't pronounce any more words. But yeah, lots of content coming your way, guys. Martin, you've commented saying Plymouth and Blackpool are in for Dale Taylor. This came out today. See, that's a bit frustrating because Dale Taylor, it's quite funny. This is another future video idea which I'm going to do. So, throughout the summer, I've listed players that Luton should go for. I've done plenty of videos where I've gone 5 strikers which Luton should look at. I've gone 5 left backs which Luton should look at, and so on. I'm going to react to the players that I said that Luton should look at and try and sign and see where they end up after the summer window. That's going to be a video idea I'm going to make, and I'm going to just show you what happened to some players who I've recommended, because some have gone to the Championship. So it makes you think that actually if we stay at a Championship club, we might have been able to actually persuade the players I've recommended. The biggest worry about Power Court is the atmosphere from the Kenny could not transfer over and we have a bad atmosphere. From what I've been told, from when I went to see the planning application for Power Court, we're close to the pitch. The stands are quite close to the pitch, so hopefully the atmosphere will still remain. Apparently the atmosphere was very important in designing the stadium, so I think atmosphere won't be a problem personally. What happened with Jamal Lewis? At the moment, he's still without a club, but if we're letting go Alfie Doughty, then Jamal Lewis would be the perfect replacement. Philip, you've commented saying the feel good was very pleasant in the ground yesterday, just need a good start. Exactly that. George, you've commented saying think we should go for a Sam Smith at Reading or a Harvey Nibbs. They've had a good season at Reading. I think that Harvey Nibbs is going to go to a Championship club. I've seen he's been heavily reported. I think Charlton are going to get him. Charlton's business has been absolutely brilliant. It's been so good. Nathan Jones again with his transfers. The man's so good at doing transfer business. That's why we were so successful under him. Honestly, it was brilliant. Elijah Adebayo could still be the best striking option. Come on, Elijah, you can do it. But we're not going to see Elijah at least until November, December time, personally. I think, he's miles away from recovery. Apparently, Brown is nearly back on the grass. I can't believe he's been out for so long. I thought he should be back on the grass weeks ago. But apparently, he's very soon to be back on the training pitch, getting back to fitness, full fitness. Hopefully, we see what he can actually do, because we've just not seen what he actually does. Mark, you've commented saying, Makosso amazes me how good he is. Just taking the ball off. Johnson, I know, very, very good one-on-one defending. T-Boy TV has commented saying, I think Elijah Adebayo will struggle because that type of injury you've seen historically players struggle. Yeah, I think it all depends really. I think some players can do it, some players can't do it when they come back from an ACL. George, you've commented saying, any news on Chong? Last I've heard on him is the fact that he had a groin injury. So I guess still recovering from his groin injury. The great games you've commented saying, is Gideon Kadoa going to be a temporary Jones replacement, as he probably is if he is good enough. Yeah, Kadoa I can see being the temporary replacement. I think he is. He can play wing back, and he has done for AFC, not for AFC Wimbledon, but he has done for Wickham last season. So I can see him playing wing back. I think Walters will be the starting wing back for the season, and then Kadoa will come on if Matt Bloomfield wants to make a replacement. Tyler, you've commented in the chat saying, what players do you still want to depart? You know what? I'm actually at a point now where I'm just going to just trust Matt Bloomfield to do what he needs to do, because Matt Bloomfield, if you think about it, he's been at the club since January, and now he's had his first full pre-season. If he wants to keep certain players, then I think he should be allowed to keep them, because he's got to know them so much better now. You know, he's got to know them inside out. He's got to know what their mentality is like, what their character is like in and behind the scenes. So if he wants certain players to stay, then I think we're going to have to trust his opinion, whether even if we don't like it or not. For example, Tenen Menji, for example, I think he likes him. So, and I think he likes Chong as well, although some of us might dislike them. If Matt Bloomfield really wants to see what they can do, and he trusts them, then he should be allowed to keep him if he really wants to. I think Nakambo is going to go. I don't see him staying, and I don't even know if he's injured or not. I don't understand why it's not been asked. I haven't seen anything being asked about Nakambo, apart from if an offer comes in, we will, do what's best for the club. That doesn't tell me if he's injured or not. Jelly Belly 27 youth, but who was the fella we loaned out to Hemel Hempstead? Has he done much in our pre-season? That's Ollie Lynch. He hasn't actually featured in the first team pre-season campaign. He's been more with the under-21s. So yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing him in this upcoming season. In fact, I think he's going to get a loan move. Actually, I think he is going to get another non-league loan move. Maybe to a National League side, potentially. Has Kadoa looked good in pre-season? I think he's been alright. It's really harsh to judge him on like the 20 minutes he played against Southend and also the 20 minutes he played against Tottenham. Not exactly like the best way to judge him. I'll have to see what he does in the league games which we've got coming up. I can see him like starting in the Football League trophy basically in a couple of weeks' time. Hattersman, you've commented saying we're going to have a target on our back after our we're going to have a target on our back after our heady rise. Hopefully we can handle it. I'm guess you mean steady rise. We're going to have a target on our back after our steady rise through the leagues. Hopefully we can handle it. Fingers crossed, we basically can. We need to see Ollie Lynch. I think he's not ready. The fact that we haven't seen him so far in pre-season means he isn't ready. Tyler, you for some reason could see Lynch go on loan to Southend. I hear Keeley's distribution was good yesterday and much needed option. Yes, Keeley's passing range is just brilliant. If you haven't seen it, make sure you do. Go on the club socials. Keeley literally lumps the ball forward to Clark, who then decides to stand still, let the ball hit his back to pass to Nigel Longvike. It's absolutely beautiful football. It's absolutely filthy. And I look forward to seeing more and more and more of it throughout the year. I can even see Keeley just getting a couple of assists from goal. Just from literally just lumping it forward because his passing range is so clever. It's just brilliant. And we haven't even seen his shot stopping ability. It's mental, right? It's absolutely mental. I look forward to seeing more of him. People panicking about Doughty like they did with McGuinness in Slovenia. I still think Alfie will stay, at least for 6 months. I think the quotes which Matt Bloomfield said in the interview after the game against Tottenham has completely changed my thoughts on it. Like, you don't comment saying we're going to do what's best for the football club. If he's just injured, you just say he's injured. You don't say that added bit of information. You've kind of just dug yourself a hole, which means I think a bid has come in for Alfie, and I think Luton have accepted it. So I think it's now in Alfie's control whether or not he wants to go. I think Joe Johnson needs a League Two loan move. I think, Joe Johnson for me looks a bit inexperienced. He comes across that he needs a lot of guidance. But I don't think he will get the loan move now he's injured. And I also think we need him to stay because he's kind of cover for that left wing back role. Philip, you put, I know it's early, but who do you see being player of the season? Either Ali or Saville for me. Terry, you've commented saying lots of chatter that Brown, Nordas, Woodrow, Elijah are prior to leaving Morris all aren't good enough strikers. We need better width and good service no matter who we play. We haven't had that for a while. I do agree. If a bid has come on, it has to exceed what we got for James Justin for me to be happy. I think it's going to be our record bid. Well, I think it's going to be similar to what we sold Ogbeni for. It's got to be around that range. Phil H, you've commented saying Bloomfield wasn't convincing when it came to Alfie. You think he's off? Yeah, it didn't sound right. I'm more concerned with the BBC Three Counties interview. I always listen to the Three Counties one, but for some reason yesterday it was published so late. Like normally you get to hear it and listen to it a lot sooner than we did. It didn't come out until late 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock time when I got home. So then I was I recorded my video and then I was just oh, for God's sake, why have you published this after I've commented on it? Because I didn't want to re-record my video just because of what I said. So I really think, Alfie's basically off by what's been said. Stephen, you've put Naismith as captain was a no-brainer, 100% leader at the back. He's going to hopefully guide us to promotion this season. Terry, you've put Alfie did nothing last season, don't care if he goes. Simon, you've put I really do think Alfie owes us a bit after the too good to go down comments. Those words won't be forgotten if he legs it out the club. It's such a stupid comment to make in the first place, if I'm being honest with you. You know, we were not too good to go down. You've got to earn the right to stay up in the league, and we thought we could just turn up to championship games and, just not perform. Really was not good enough, in my opinion. What do I think of Pelly going to Cambridge? Really strange move, in fact. I thought he was going to get a League One move, personally. I thought he was going to stay at League One level. But Cambridge, they're going to go for a promotion in this League Two season. So he might get another promotion to his name. I think he's still solid for a League One level Pelly. He's definitely going to frustrate Cambridge fans. I think they need to get used to what he's like as a player. But he's someone that will just get better as time goes on. He's going to be under Mark Harris as the manager. And Mark Harris, what he requires is 100%, work ethic. That's what Pelly brings. Pelly will run for you. He will do everything he can. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Pelly can do for Cambridge. I will keep an eye out on him. And hopefully he scores a couple of bangers as well. I wish him all the best. He's a club legend, And he's still only 31. He doesn't turn 32 until March next year. So it feels like he's 35, 36, Pelly, but he's not. He's been around for so long. The spine of the team now feels so much stronger. Great work so far on this summer on recruiting. I think the recruitment's been a lot better this summer. Hopefully we can make it even better by bringing in one or two more players. G1K2 has commented saying, do you think Tottenham Menji will be sold this transfer window as he's out for at least 2 weeks? Another scan this week. No, I don't think he will be sold. I think he will be staying at the football club. The Great Games, you've commented saying Alfie is a great player, but it doesn't look like his head is in the club. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I completely get what you mean. I don't think he's got his heart in it. We soon find out. Simon, you've commented saying, I've heard chatter from people about Tottenham Menji recognising his commitment issues last year. Do you want him to stay around? I've been told he's actually had a change of heart, believe it or not, Tottenham Menji. And the following comment is there any updates on his injury? He needs to go for another scan, so we don't know yet. The tackle on him at Gillingham, the tackle on him at Southend was absolutely horrible. I think if that game had a full crowd, I think the play could have got sent off. It was quite dangerous of a tackle. The follow-through was definitely there. And that's what's injured him, unfortunately. So he's very unlucky. He's had a interrupted pre-season. But apparently he doesn't have commitment issues anymore. Apparently he wants to prove himself. He's had a change of heart. And you know what? The reason why this has all started is because he's got an absolute... I want to say the correct word here, but I've got to be careful because YouTube will remove me. His agent is the letter starts with a D and then it ends with a D. So I let you work out what words I'm trying to say. But yeah, his agent is the problem. It's agent getting in his ear, thinking he's too good for what he is. If you want to leave the football club, I've got no issue with that. But you've got to do it the right way. You do it by performing well every single week. You put the club first. That's how you do it. Jack Stacey, James Justin, they both did that. You know, they were very good. They performed every single week. They didn't allow noise outside the club to impact what they were producing on the pitch. And they earned their move the correct way. They got both Premier League moves. One went to Bournemouth, one went to Leicester. That's how you go about it correctly. You don't go about it different. Ross Barkley, again, he could have easily have gone. He did after one season, but he earned it the correct way by performing every single week for us. That's how you've got to do it. You don't do it by sulking and putting half-hearted performances in, because him producing the performances he did in the Championship, his stock was probably about here, you know. The interest from other clubs was about here, and then it's basically gone like that as the season has gone because of those performances. And now he's at this bit where, okay, there's still clubs interested in him, but they're not willing to probably pay the money which Luton want. So why would they, buy him? Because of the performances he's produced over the last 12 months. So hopefully he's learned, actually, don't go about it the way you did. Go about it completely different. And I feel like maybe that's because of being at Manchester United Academy. He's been around elite players. He thinks he might have that elite mentality. You just don't, mate. You just really don't. You need to be a little bit more humble. Who makes up the spine of the team every game if available? I think personally, Keeley, Naismith, Saville in the midfield, and then I know Welsh won't play every game, but Welsh up top. I think that's the spine. And then you've got Ali as well. I would include in the spine. Harrison, you've commented saying I'm a bit late, but what's the rumour with Doughty? Basically, I think that we have accepted a bid in for him, so I think he's on his way. Basically, Harrison, by the sounds of it. Mick, you've commented saying 90 odd people are watching but only 30 likes, so come on people, smash that like button. Correct, Mick. If you are new, please smash that like button. If you are old, please smash that like button. It does help the video perform better. The video of this live stream will go out as a full video once it's over. Oh my god, we have been recording over an hour's time. I will answer all the remaining questions. I do have a busy day today. I've got to record a video to give to you guys, and I've also got to plan my video as well, because as I've already mentioned in this live stream, lots of content coming next week. Reckon Pelly could have done a decent job this season coming off the bench and being a cheerleader. Pelly's just the heart of the football club. If Alfie doesn't want to be here, let him go. I agree. He has done nothing last season. Only decent player last year was Makosso. George, you've put, we need another striker like Andre Gray back in the day. very hard to find at this moment in time. Doughty was captain midweek, and it seemed to care 50-50 wherever he goes. Philip, you've put team has to be picked on merit, not reputation, as it was last season. George, you've put Asgard hasn't played for Rangers yet. He's currently got an injury right now, so yeah, he's missing a few games. Simon, you've donated £2. Thank you so much for the donation. Much appreciated. Let me like your comment. Terry, you've put Saville, Baptiste, Clark, Walsh, best midfield in League One. It is such a strong midfield. Any news on who would come in for Alfie Doughty? You've got Jamal Lewis and also Owen Dodson from Burnley. Owen Dodson actually didn't play for Burnley. They played 2 games yesterday, 2 different starting 11s, and Owen Dodson was not in either one. So maybe he's on his way to Luton. And he was very good last year in League One for Burton in the second half of the season. Very attacking left wing back. Good at set pieces as well. He's pretty much an Alfie Doughty, believe it or not. So we might be getting like someone basically pretty much similar. Harrison, you've put, to be fair, I saw him talking to Gary Sweet. Yes, Alfie Doughty was at the game yesterday against Tottenham. Luton Town, YK has commented, just join, what have you covered? We've covered everything, mate. I am very soon to end this live stream. I'm trying to get through all your comments, but it's taken a while. Very active live stream today, much appreciated. Hi there, as a Forest fan, I love to see Luton get back to the Championship and pushed for the Premier League. You must be one of the very few Nottingham Forest fans that have said that. Simon, you've put, have a good day, mate. Thank you, Simon, for tuning in. Emma, you've commented saying Cal Naismith to be captain. Yes, he is now. The Great Games has commented, I'm going to go now. Lewis, see you later. See you later, mate. Much appreciated for you tuning in and being active in the live chat. Sean, you've put, who's the Nottingham Forest fan. Lewis O'Brien signed for Wrexham. £5 million. Yeah, unbelievable signing for Wrexham, to be honest with you. And then finally, I'm going to end with this, with George's comment. Rumours have gone down again. Then the next minute we'll be getting 4 or 5. Yeah, rumours will come and go. We all know that. And actually, I'll end the live stream on this comment. Let's get off to a very good start. Friday night, you've gone with 3-0 Luton. That is the end of this live stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Got a video coming out today with me reacting to pre-season, so make sure you tune in to watch that video. Content every single day next week. It's going to be a busy one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Much appreciated. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you all soon.